In Canada, your credit card is not just for spending. It's actually something that can be used to determine whether you get approval for a house, a car, or a rental. Hi, welcome back to Judith's Corner. As usual on this space, we talk about what it really means to thrive in Canada beyond just arriving. In today's video, I want to break down what a credit card is, how it works, and how it affects your credit card score. So if you are someone like me who immigrated from a third world country where the credit card system is not used, you might want to understand how the credit card system works. The earlier, the better. As soon as you move to Canada, or even as you are planning to move to Canada, you need to learn this. So a credit card, it's money that you borrow from the bank with the agreement that you will pay it back. It's not your money, it's not free money, but it's borrowed money. And the sooner you understand how a credit card works, then you will be able to thrive financially. Remember, we said the goal is to succeed and thrive, not just to arrive here in Canada. So you will find that when you come to Canada, you go to the bank, and when you are about to open your first bank account, the bank will give you a debit card, of course, that you can also use for purchases, because the debit card, I think all of us are familiar with it, but they will also offer you a credit card. And when they offer a credit card, they give you a credit card with a limit, with a spending limit. Sometimes it can be $500 for a start. In some cases, you can even get a credit card limit of $1,000. So this is money that you can spend to make your purchases when you are buying your groceries, or when you are refueling your car, or whatever it is that you buy, even purchases online. But you have to pay back the money come the end of the billing period. So usually credit cards, they come with a billing period. It's usually 1 month. So it can be from the first of the month to the end of the month. That will be your billing period. So it means within that period, you can spend your credit limit, and you have to pay it back. When the billing period, the end of the billing period comes, they send you a credit card statement that shows how much you have used. So if your spending limit is $1,000, and let's say you've used $700, so it will be showing the balance that you owe is $700, and you have to pay back the $700 with money from your account, money that belongs to you. And one thing that you don't want, or a trap that you don't want to fall into when it comes to credit cards, because when the statement comes, they give you an option to pay a minimum balance, which can be $10, $20, way less than what you owe. And that's when many people now fall into debt, because once you pay the minimum balance, it means they start charging you interest on whatever purchases that you are going to make in the next billing period, because you didn't pay back everything that you owed in the last period. So you don't want to be caught in that trap. Always make sure that when the credit card statement comes, what you owe is what you pay back, because this is how the system works. If you are not careful, before you know it, you get into debt, and you don't want to end up there, because that's not the reason why we came to Canada anyway. We came so we can work, we can succeed, we can establish ourselves, and be able to build up savings and build stability, and eventually wealth and a legacy that we can pass on to our kids. So it's very important to understand how a credit card works. Now, what's a credit score? Because some of you might be asking. So a credit score, this is now a score that shows how reliable you are when it comes to paying back the money that you borrow from the bank. So your credit score, you will find that here in Canada, it's used in many cases. They check your credit score sometimes when you are looking for an apartment, a house to rent. Yes, you heard me right. Your landlord has a right to check your credit history. Sometimes For some jobs, they even want to know your credit history. They also check your credit score, like each time you want to buy any big item, any big purchase that you make, like maybe you want to buy a car, or when you are applying for a mortgage to buy a house, they check your credit score. They also check your credit score even when you're applying for a loan. So your credit score, it's something that you want to safeguard, like just as your life, because this is going to determine how you thrive financially. If you are able to maintain and build a good credit score, it becomes easy when it comes to buying those big purchases. And how do you maintain and build a good credit score? You maintain a good credit score by paying your bills on time. Bills like your telephone bill, utilities like water, the hydro bill. You want to pay those on time, because that's what helps to build a good credit score. You also want to make sure that when it comes to utilizing your credit score, that's one other important area where many people get confused. So let's go back to the example that I used at the beginning. Let's say you get a credit limit of $1,000 when you get your credit card. So what happens with utilization is there's a 30% rule that many people don't apply. So if your credit limit is $1,000, you don't want to use more than 30% of your credit limit, because that is what is going to hurt your score, because your utilization also matters in building your credit score. So if you have a $1,000 limit, once you use up to $300, you want to make sure that you pay it back, so that you don't utilize more of your credit or utilize everything up to the limit. Like if it's 1,000, you use the 1,000 first before you pay back, because that is going to hurt your credit score. So utilization is also very important when it comes to building and maintaining your credit score. You will also find that with time, as you continue to use your credit card, the banks now, they will offer you an increase in your credit limit, which is a good thing, because it shows that the bank, they now trust you. It means you've been paying back your whatever you are borrowing on time, so they trust you enough to increase your spending limit. That's good news, depending on how you manage it. So an increase in credit limit, it's an advantage. You can take it as long as you maintain the same discipline, as long as you maintain the same spending habits, because again, that's another trap where many people end up getting caught up in debt, because an increase in your spending limit is not an increase in your income. So if your credit limit is increasing but your income remains the same, you don't want again to end up using more than what you will be able to pay back. So you may start with 1,000 and then they can increase your spending limit to 2,000, 3,000. Sometimes it can go up to even $50,000, depending on how you are paying back your whatever you borrow. So you can keep accepting it as long as you can manage it. Or maybe after a certain time, if let's say you are okay with a $10,000 limit, so once you reach the 10,000 cap, you don't want to keep accepting the offer to increase your spending limit. So that's one other also very important area to check and be aware of, that an increase in your credit limit, it's good. It helps you, like on a rainy day, like maybe sometimes when you would want to use a bigger amount, maybe to do a bigger purchase, but still it's not your money. You are borrowing the money and the bank is trusting you that you can now use this much, but you still need to be able to pay back the money. So the credit card system is actually a good system if you understand it. I feel like what is important is for you just to manage it. Make sure that when the credit card statement comes, you pay what you owe. And what works for some people is, as soon as you use your credit card, pay back whatever you've used it for. Like I always want to give practical example. Like my family and I, we used to pay our credit card twice a month. So every 15th when our paycheck comes, we sit down and we pay our credit cards, and then the end of the month we do the same, because we use our credit cards a lot, like on everything, all the groceries that we buy, everything, when we are refueling our car, when we are making some important purchases that we do online, when paying sometimes even for bills, we are using our credit card. But we have the discipline to always pay it back. But now we are slowly moving also to a situation where we pay our credit cards once a month, because I mean, paying also twice a month, we saw that it makes you feel like, well, we can keep on using it, and sometimes we end up going out of what you budgeted for that month. So it depends on what works for you. Some people, they pay as they go. As soon as you've used your credit card, you pay back whatever you've used. Some people, they pay twice a month. Some people pay once a month. What is important is to make sure and to always remember that it's not your money, you are borrowing it and you have to pay it back. And if you don't manage your credit card well, it can hurt your credit score. And when your credit score is bad, then it means life is going to be very difficult when you want to make important purchases, like buying a house, applying maybe for a loan that you might need, maybe for your business or whatever it is that you want to do in your life. So I think if you are a newcomer or you are planning to move to Canada, it is important for you to learn about the credit card system earlier, so you can be able to navigate the system, use it as a tool. It's not a trap, but it's actually something that you can use to your advantage. There are so many benefits. You can use a credit card and you can get what are called cashback purchases. There are points and reward systems that are attached to using your credit card, where you can earn some points and use them when traveling, when you are booking flights. So the credit card system, it's an important tool that you can use to your advantage, as long as you have the discipline to pay back whatever it is that you'll be owing within the billing period. So I hope this helps you as you navigate Canada. Until next time, thank you for watching.